Hello and welcome to day 126 of an album a day going through my vinyl collection. Today we're doing a double live album by Deep Purple. Not the biggest fan of live albums, but there are some that were really good, and this got a couple of gems on it. This would come from the House of Blue Light tour, and I'm talking, of course, about the 1998 release, Nobody's Perfect. Have no idea what the hell's going on this album cover. We'll look at that more in a bit. This being a double album, this is on Mercury, and it is a 1988 pressing, which is good. I don't know if they ever repressed this one or not, to be honest. I don't think they did. But here's the second vinyl. Obviously not 180 grams since it was pressed back in the day. But we have the back album cover, which is also just as weird. It's just like a bunch of shapes traveling down the road, going to a party or a concert or, I don't know, some kind of festival. Who knows? But this is the whole thing. Nice thick spine on this one, actually, considering it's not a reissue. But yeah, there's like round dice and shit traveling down a highway. No idea what's going on. The street sign is the D there for Deep Purple. Kind of has the P, but not quite as defined it is on Perfect Strangers. Inside, we have a lot of pictures from the tour. Lots of stuff going on there. Pretty cool. And then I can't remember now if the sleeves are generic or not. Let's see, I don't think they are. Nope. Sleeves are special. They're actually, yeah, they are a little bit wrinkled, which tends to happen. Like, I've gotten plenty of brand new albums where they're just like, they're wrinkled like this, and there was no damage or anything to them. They just, they just had that. Now, typically the sleeves on live albums did not contain lyrics. Those were meant for just the studio releases. The live would usually have, the band, the song list, maybe some touring information, stuff like that. I've seen some that had like the tour dates and stuff. Here we get what's on the second album. And then a really weird, like, I don't know what's going on here at all. We have the same sort of background that it's not quite parchment paper. I don't know what it is, but for some reason there's just a hand. Like, just a hand. I don't know what that hand is all about, what it's doing. It appears to be a right hand, if that makes anyone feel any better about anything. Now I'm going to double check the first one and see if there's the image of a hand in there, because that might be like album 1, album 2, left hand, right hand. I don't know. Let's see. Nope. No hand, just the paper. So anyway, so we have 3 sides with information and 1 with a random right hand. I don't know. Track list. That's what it's all about, guys. That's why we buy this stuff. We don't buy it for the album art unless it's in the Court of the Crimson King, which I could own 10 copies of that, put them all up on my wall, and just have a really cool wall. Side 1 we open with, of course, Highway Star, classic. Second, we go to Strange Kind of Woman. They're doing familiar music because House of Blue Light was out, but now Perfect Strangers is familiar, so track 3 is Perfect Strangers. Side 2, we're getting into some music from House of Blue Light. We got Hard Lovin' Woman and Bad Attitude, and then Knocking at Your Back Door from Perfect Strangers. We go to album 2, side 3. They're still doing Child in Time. So we get a killer version of Child in Time, we get Lazy, and we get Space Truckin'. So In Rock and Machine Head on side 3. And then side 4, we have Black Knight, Woman from Tokyo, and of course, Smoke on the Water. So covering a really good run of Mark II's era between the 70s and the 80s. There are a couple of Buddy Holly songs. They do a little bit of Every Day, and then they start doing That'll Be the Day, and then some hilarity ensues. So I'll leave that to you to, find for yourself and enjoy. It's a little bit funny. But this is a Canadian pressing, so I don't know if there were any differences, but I remember on Rockline, when they went on Rockline for this album, it was John Lord, Ian Gillan, Ian Pace, and Roger Glover, and Bob Coburn had asked them, he goes, it looks like each format, because at the time it came out on LP, cassette, and CD, and he goes, each one has a different track list. Was that because of the length of time that was available? And Roger said, actually, yeah, that was a real big problem, was the configuration, trying to figure out how much they could put on each format. Now, if you're doing the concert in true form and you're putting the songs in order, you have a bigger problem, because when you've got a song like Child in Time and it might be in the middle between two other songs that would fit on that. Now you've got continuity issues to deal with on top of that. I'm not sure that was as much a concern. Obviously, Smoke on the Water was probably the encore, so it makes sense that that's towards the end. But so I don't know if this is in the true order of the concerts. I've never cared to look that up. But certainly it was like different songs came out in different formats. I think the cassette had the most amount of songs. I don't know the difference off the top of my head, but basically because the cassette's the easiest one to extend, you just add more tape. You can't really add more vinyl. You really can't add more to a CD. And I think at the time a CD was 74 minutes was the max that you could get. They were a little more limited when they came out as the technology got a little bit better. They extended over 80, but yeah, it was 1988, so we had what we had. But anyway, it's a great live album, a great record of where Mark II was in their performances in the 80s after doing a couple of albums, doing a full tour with Perfect Strangers, and really just kind of getting reacquainted with each other as people, as songwriters, as people being on tour. It's a little more straightforward and restrained, I think, than Perfect Strangers was. I think Perfect Strangers was very natural. I think House of Blue Light had a lot of technology and just kind of taking advantage of what was going on with recording techniques at the time and the technology with synthesizers and things which John had not previously been too big on. We had some on the Burn album a little bit here and there, but he really kind of pushed that a little bit, I think, on House of Blue Light, as did Ian Pace. So it's a different kind of album, but I think this is a great record of where the band was at the time and one that's really worth listening to. So give it a spin. Enjoy the Buddy Holly nods. Those are pretty cool. You guys take care, and we'll see you tomorrow for Friday's edition of An Album a Day. Cheers.